Annyeonghaseyo, I am Kaide. So for today's video, I am going to explain a water outdoor activity that intrigues me a lot. Yeah, intrigues me a lot. And guess what it is? It is scuba diving. Scuba diving. So, scuba diving is an activity of swimming underwater using a special breathing equipment, and that equipment consists of cylinders of air which you carry on your back and which are connected to your mouth via rubber tubes. And did you know that the word scuba is actually an acronym for the self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, which became the generic English word for the autonomous breathing equipment for diving, and later for the activity using the equipment. Amazing, right? Up next is the equipment used for the scuba diving. First up is the snorkel for us to breathe underwater for the inhale and the exhale. Next is the dive mask for a clearer view of what's under the water. Next is the regulator, which you connect or is connected to the tank, and the tank is where the air is contained for us to stay longer to breathe under the water. Up next is the fins for our movements underwater. Next, the BCD or the buoyancy. I forgot what it stands for, but it is used to neutralize buoyancy underwater. Up next is the octopus or the eight-legged animal. No, it is not the animal, but it's equipment that reduces the pressure so that the divers can safely breathe. And it is usually in color yellow. Next is the SPG or the strictong patnubal ban mabuti kailangan para sa pagpatang pananaw. Now, kidding aside, it is the submersible pressure gauge for measurement of how much air is left on the tank. And of course, don't forget the wetsuit for our protection and for the thermal insulation. Now that we know what scuba diving is and the equipments needed, let's go to the safety tips. First is to never hold your breath. Do not panic and just keep calm. Just go with the flow. Second is to never dive alone. Always dive in partners or in groups. It can be either your friends, your loved ones, or your family, or even your personal trainer. Third is to ascend slowly from every dive. Do not get too excited and go fast. Fourth is to perform a safety stop at 5 to 6 meters on every dive. 6 is to know your limits. 5 rather is to plan your dive and dive the plan. Do not get too risky and change plans so suddenly. 6 is to know your limits and dive within your limitations. Do not push yourself too much because it is dangerous and it is not advisable. 7 is to check your air content gauge regularly because you might run out of water under the water. 8 is to always dive in an alternative air source or octopus just to be prepared. 9 is always perform the ABC body check before you dive. 10 is only dive if you are fit to dive because it is not advisable if you are not fit enough to dive and you have some health issues. And that's all for the safety tips for scuba diving. Oh hey guys, it's me again, Kaide. Sorry if naputol yung video kanina kasi nalobat na yung phone ko. Yeah, wala tayong magawa, nalobat na siya kasi mahina na yung battery health niya. Anyways, as a continuation to the tips from the Scuba Diving Earth.com, safety tips rather, from the Scuba Diving.com, we must respect the wildlife or the marine life under the water. Since it is their home or territory, we're just visitors. We must watch them from a distance so we won't disturb them. And for the final part, scuba diving intrigues me the most since ever since I was a child, I wonder what under the water looks like. If gaya ba siya ng mga nasa movies, like Finding Nemo, if nakatira ba yung mga fishes sa sea anemones, like swim sila doon, papasok sila sa sea anemones, tapos happy sila. Or kagaya ba siya ng sa Little Mermaid na may kingdom or Atlantis, and mermaids, mermans, and marine lives live peacefully there, like may pet sila, pwedeng transportation yung mga animals doon. Or kagaya siya ng sa SpongeBob na napaka-imposible na may parang isang town yung mga fishes doon, Bikini Bottom, na doon sila nakatira. Mayroon silang restaurant, shops, markets, and even may fire. Diba? Napaka-imposible. But still, I want to see it in my own eyes, not in the videos, what underwater looks like. And also for a new experience for me since hindi pa ako nakakapag-scuba dive, and hopefully makapag-scuba dive ako with my jowa. Kaso, wala akong jowa, single forever. And also, si Sir, single forever. Of course, syempre, with my friends para mas masaya, or my family. And that's all for my scuba diving discussion explanation. Yep. Bye!